Rado starts his first year of high school, but there is one problem. His face always looks like he is silently judging everyone's life choices. Because of that, he already feels hard to approach. Still, he tries to become friends with the quiet girl sitting next to him, Reina Aharen. But that goes nowhere. Sometimes she ignores him, and sometimes she speaks so softly that it feels like her words leave this world before reaching his ears. Then one small moment changes everything. Aharen drops her eraser. Rado picks it up, and after returning it, he accidentally unlocks a new problem. This girl suddenly starts standing way too close to him. Rado gets confused and asks what is wrong with her, and that is when Aharen explains the real issue. She does not understand personal space at all. She either gets so close that people panic, or stays so far away that she looks cold. That is why she never manages to keep friends for long. And just like that, Rado's peaceful school life starts getting weird. Slowly, Rado got used to hearing her very soft voice, like he had unlocked a skill he never thought he would need. Spending time together, he found out that Aharen was very good at the claw machine because of her strange sense of distance. She won a lot of stuffed toys and gave most of them to him. That was how their friendship started. 1 eraser, 10 stuffed toys, and not a single normal behavior. Then she made lunch for him, got tired, and fell asleep in his lap like they had already started married life in the first episode. Then Rado started to feel like someone was watching them, and this time he was actually right. The spy turned out to be Mitsuki Oshiro, who was Aharen's childhood friend. She cried over small things, didn't trust boys at all, and followed Aharen everywhere like a bodyguard who failed at learning stealth. At the same time, Aharen wanted to tell Rado that his zipper was open, but she couldn't say it clearly, so she spent the whole day covering him. Rado thought everything was fine, but Aharen spent the whole day doing damage control to save his dignity. Later, Oshiro saw that Aharen hadn't gone home yet, so she tried to secretly give her an umbrella, but got caught right away because she was terrible at hiding. Aharen still thanked her, and calmly said that she already knew Oshiro followed her and Rado home every day. The next day, Oshiro even brought binoculars for the job, but that just made her look even less secret. Meanwhile, Rado played games with Aharen, and found out she was also very good at reversey. It seemed like her bad sense of distance came with some extra gaming skills. One day, Aharen came with messy hair, so Oshiro, whose family owned a salon, fixed her hair. Then she cut Rado's hair too, but it was clear from her attitude that she saw making him bald as a public service. Later, Rado tried to help Aharen put on lip balm, but he failed so badly that the scene looked more like a medical emergency than anything romantic. Then Aharen explained that she was upset because Rado had gotten so tall that she couldn't see the board behind him anymore. Rado tried several weird solutions at first, but in the end, he did the only smart thing and moved her desk closer to his. When the class announced a seat change, Rado panicked because now he could lose the seat next to Aharen, so he started doing nice things for her. He helped her in baseball, made food for her even though his cooking needed a warning label, and helped her make a dance video because he thought Aharen wanted to be a YouTube idol. But later it turned out that it was just a class project, and the idol dream ended right there. Then on the day of the seat change, Aharen gave him a goodbye kiss like an era was ending, but fate played its game and both of them got the same old seats again. It was like the universe said, not yet, but yes, together. Their teacher, Toboru-sensei, was so obsessed with romance that whenever she felt a deep emotional connection between the two, she would get overwhelmed and faint. This started happening to her again and again. After some time, Aharen started acting strange, and Rado somehow convinced himself that maybe Aharen was possessed by a ghost. But the truth was something else. She just had hiccups from eating. After that, Rado tried to teach her how to show facial expressions, but it didn't really work. Then, Aharen got interested in rap music and started talking in a rap style. Rado joined her, and for a moment, it looked like they completely understood each other. But then the school staff took away their microphones, because obviously, the staff had no sympathy for modern culture. She showed her tricks to Rado, and Aharen became obsessed with her. She did such moves that the kids in the park started to think she was some kind of small local legend. A little girl, Futaba, started getting jealous of Aharen because her friend Akon praised Aharen. They both played reversey. Aharen let Futaba win on purpose, but even then Akon was rude to Futaba. Here Aharen stepped in and forced him to apologize. In the end, Aharen got so tired that she called her giant dog Nui and rode home on it like it was the most normal thing in the world. Later, Aharen became obsessed with a game called Hokiko. Rado had the most powerful creature in the game, but even then, Aharen beat him just by using her amazing strategy, and that made Rado feel even worse. At the arcade, Futaba tried to win a stuffed toy to impress Akon, but kept failing again and again. Then Aharen quietly helped her. She moved the prizes while winning other toys so it would be easier for Futaba to win. In the end, Futaba finally won a toy, and later realized that Aharen had done all of this just for her. Meanwhile, Aharen kept giving Rado new plushies, and slowly his room started to look like he had robbed an entire crane game shop. Then, because Aharen kept feeding him every day, Rado started gaining weight. Aharen got worried that maybe she was making him fat, while Rado thought maybe Aharen was worried about her own weight. He started reading about healthy routines, and in the end, lost the weight himself. So both of them were wrong about each other, but at least one of them got a good body. After that, exam time came. Rado had almost not studied at all, so Aharen helped him. Their goal was to get into the top 100. After the exam, Aharen hugged him happily because for the first time, she felt like she was really useful to him. In the end, Rado actually made it into the top 100, and it seemed like miracles really did happen. Later, they asked Oshiro to teach them how to swim, because Aharen didn't know how, and Rado was also not an expert swimmer. After learning the basics, both of them raced in the pool, and Aharon won because she found out that swimming underwater was much easier for her, and her lungs worked like a submarine. After that, they competed in table tennis, bowling, and basketball, but both of them were so bad at all of these that every match ended in a tie. In the end, they played an arcade shooting game, and there, Aharon, because of her strange sense of distance, got a headshot every time and won. She looked very innocent, but in another kind of story, she could have been pretty dangerous. One day, Aharon came back from the washroom, but she acted strange. She couldn't even win toys properly, so Raito immediately started thinking that either she had lost her memory or she had been replaced by a copy, because his mind always jumped to the weirdest conclusion. Then the real Aharon appeared. The girl from before was actually her little brother Ren, who looked just like her and also enjoyed wearing her clothes. He was just playing a joke on Raito, and the truth was, he played the role even more seriously than normal people. One day, Aharon forgot her lunch and went to the cafeteria. There were so many hungry students that she almost got pushed around, and in the end, she could only get a bread roll. Raito swapped his lunch with her, but then knew he brought Aharon's real lunch, and it was huge. After that, Aharon swapped lunches again, and Raito was left with a portion that looked like it was made for a construction worker. Later in class, Aharon fell asleep and couldn't get up, so Raito decided she had turned into a delinquent girl. But actually, her legs had just gone numb. Then Futaba saw Aharon's big lunch and accused her of trying to win over Akong with food. But when she found out that Aharon's cooking was much better than hers, she asked Aharon to teach her how to make bento. The next day, Akong got sick, and Futaba again blamed Aharon, but Raito reminded her that she hadn't put the food in the fridge all night. So the problem wasn't poison, it was just a basic mistake in keeping food safe. For an art project, Aharon made a doll as tall as herself, and it looked so real that it could fool anyone. Then she gave that doll to Raito. Raito added it to his growing collection of Aharon-related things, but having a full fake Aharon staring at him in his room turned out to be pretty weird for his sleep. Later, Tobaru-sensei and Miyahira invited everyone to eat on the roof. Oshiro tried her best to sit close to Aharon and Raito, while Tobaru once again started making romantic family scenes in her mind when she saw them together. The result was that she fainted again, because maybe that was the only way her body could handle love. After that, Ishikawa and Sato invited everyone to the summer festival. Everyone split up to win prizes, but during this, Aharon and Raito also got separated from each other. Then Futaba accidentally thought Raito was her dad, and at that age, this could be a pretty painful moment for anyone. Raito helped her find her real father again. After that, he found Aharon again, and both of them stood together to watch the fireworks. Aharon said it was the first time she could actually see the fireworks properly, because she was so short. Then Raito reached out his hand so they could go back together. Aharon, with a red face, held his hand, and in that moment, maybe even the fireworks felt like a third wheel. When Raito got a fever, he suddenly started looking strangely handsome. His red face got everyone's attention, especially Aharon's, while Tobaru-sensei once again came close to an emotional shock. Then Raito suddenly collapsed, so everyone rushed to help him. When he got better, life went back to normal. A short time later, while shopping, Raito met Aharon's cold-natured little sister Iru. Iru told him that Aharon talked about him all the time. Then they went to the arcade, where Iru failed to win a limited edition plushie, but Raito won it. After that, Iru forced him to go give both the food and the prize to Aharon himself. Later, while bathing with Ren, Iru brought up the question of whether Aharon and Raito were really dating or not, so even her siblings were tired of waiting. On the other side, one day while shopping, Raito also met Ren, and when Ren lost his wallet, Raito helped him. Ren asked if Aharon was his girlfriend, and things got even weirder when Aharon showed up and Raito called her by her first name for the first time. Hearing this, she immediately got shy, because sometimes a simple name can have more effect than 10 hugs. Then everyone went camping. Aharon forgot to bring food, but the campground guard allowed Raito to find something to eat from the forest, so everyone split up. During this, Raito met Oshiro, and both of them started fishing. There, Oshiro admitted that even though she had been jealous of Raito being close to Aharon, now she understood that Raito was not a bad person. At night, Ishikawa and Sato left Aharon and Raito alone on purpose so they could have some time together. While looking at the stars, Aharon wanted to say what was in her heart, but something interrupted and she couldn't finish. Later, inside the tent, she told Oshiro that she wanted to say her feelings properly, and surprisingly, Oshiro supported her. Then Aharon went outside, suddenly kissed Raito, and ran back to the tent. Raito just stood there, shocked. The next day, everyone thought there would definitely be some awkward situation, but both of them acted so normal that even Ishikawa and Sato couldn't tell if anything had actually happened or not. So such a big romantic moment passed, and both of them acted like they were just talking about lunch. In winter, Aharon made a small cafe out of snow and invited Raito inside, but he fell down. Then both of them rebuilt it together. Later, Raito warmed her hands with his own hands, and this made Aharon very shy. The next day in the nurse's office, Raito helped her with stretching, then fell asleep there, and for a moment it looked like Aharon was going to kiss him, but at the last second, the nurse came in and the moment was ruined. On the other side, Ishikawa and Sato were still always trying to find out if Aharon and Raito were really dating or not, but at the same time, they were flirting with each other so much that they should have been thinking about their own story first. At the mall, Aharon invited Raito to her house for New Year's Eve dinner. There, they met Futaba and Akon, and then a fidget spinner contest started. Both Raito and Akon lost, while Aharon and Futaba became champions in their own way. This time, even Futaba finally stood up to Akon a little, and this should have happened a long time ago. Later, Oshiro explained that she started sword training because she thought Raito had rejected Aharon, and she wanted to take revenge on him. Then she challenged him to a reversey match and said that if she won, Raito would have to stay away from Aharon. During the game, Raito explained that at the camp, Aharon couldn't say her feelings completely, but he had already told her that he liked her. Hearing this, Aharon was first surprised, then felt calm, and finally admitted that she liked him too. Oshiro apologized, and then everyone hugged each other, so even this whole fight ended with a group hug. After that, Raito found Aharon's secret lupinous garden and started taking care of it with her. Later, Aharon invited her friends Miyahira and Toburu-sensei for tea, and everyone talked about going into the second year. Aharon worried that maybe everyone would get separated, but Raito assured her that he and their friends would still stay with her. The story ended with everyone looking at the blooming flowers together, and Aharon and Raito standing hand in hand. After so much, they finally looked like a real couple.